What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we got a pretty crazy story of a principal who destroys the class bully. It's a pretty nice karma story. I know you guys like those karma stories, so I thought, hey man, might as well bring out a good karma story for the fellas. Anyways, leave a like in the video right now to claim your free nothing limited time offer. Subscribe if you're new. With that being said, let's just jump right into it. Anyway, so we're going to call a subscriber who submitted this story Ben. So this all happened in this all started on what felt like a normal day, which, I mean, let's be real, that's what all these stories start off of. I feel like the number of times I've said this story, starts off on what feels like a normal day has been so many times, right? Almost many times as Luna said that. Anyways, though, but yeah, so it all started off in what seemed like a normal day, and there was a kid in Ben's class who we're just going to call the class bully, because that's what he was. And this kid was, he was just notorious for just being an absolute menace to everyone. The thing is, though, this kid was on his final strike. So he's been a little bit nicer recently, but kid was just known for being a bully for many, many years. Like, this kid literally has been a problem for the longest time ever. Anyways, though, so yeah, the thing is, though, the last couple of years, he'd had too many times where he kind of flew too close to the sun, if that makes sense. Like, he had always, picked on kids or whatever, but unlike some other bullies in my previous story, this kid wasn't the brightest man ever, so sometimes he would bully someone in front of a teacher, he would just go too far a few too many times, so that meant that fortunately for him, I should say, that he already had a few strikes against him. And it was in a position where the last time that, he did something, the teacher or principal or whatever kind of just said, look, we're giving you we're giving a lot to you by allowing you to even stay at this point. So if anything else happens, you're done. And everyone kind of knew this too. And for a while, the bully actually stopped being such a massive jerk. It was actually a decent kid wasn't a decent kid for a little bit, because decent kid would imply that he was learning from his mistakes and kind of what everyone was hoping would happen. But he was honestly just backing off because he was scared of getting expelled, which, I mean, I get that. Yeah, so anyways, right, sure enough, the subscriber, he's just chilling in class on this one day. He's hanging out, he's in there, and over the last couple months, the bully has been slowly ramping up his jerkness, if that makes sense. So over the last couple months, the bully had slowly been feeling a little bit more and more comfortable with, picking on kids, being mean, whatever. And it all culminated, I can't speak, bro. It all came together on this day. He was starting to gain momentum, if that makes sense. He was gaining momentum up to this point. So yeah, anyways, I'll start off as a normal day. I've said this 4 times already, but it's normal day in math class. They're just kind of sitting there. It's definitely more one of those chill, laid-back days. I really do love those chill, laid-back days. And everyone's kind of just, hanging out in class. They had, a worksheet that was handed out that you could do in groups or with a partner. As I said, pretty chill, laid-back day. The thing is, though, the teacher's hey, I'm going to step out for a little bit. Just behave yourself. Just keep working on the math problem. If you finish it, feel free to just sit there and talk with your friends. The teacher was definitely a big chiller. I mean, I know most teachers, when they would say something like that, work on this worksheet while I'm gone, and if you're done, start doing the homework, or start reading 10,000 pages. But this teacher literally was just hang out with the boys. I don't know, this teacher seems pretty cool. Anyways, teacher walks out, and so the subscriber, Ben, sitting there hanging out with a few of his friends. And one of his friends, so it's a little bit embarrassing for him. Yeah, so kind of embarrassing, but it has honestly happened to everyone. It has definitely happened to me. Because if you guys have been around on this channel for a while, I've had my embarrassing moments with the ladies. And I think I've told those stories a few times. But I feel like at certain subscriber milestones, I know for a fact at 1 million, if we ever do get there, I will just do a big compilation, not a compilation, but retelling all my best personal stories. Because I know a lot of you guys are actually curious what my personal stories are. And I do have some. I just don't have enough that I could post a story or 2 stories every single day for the last 3 years. Dude, I've been doing this for a second. I'm getting old. Anyways, though, so yeah, basically what happened to Ben's friend was that he very publicly asked out a girl, and he very publicly got rejected in a not so nice way. I'll give a quick synopsis. Anyways, so Ben's friend, who we're just going to call Will, so Will, had this crush on this girl. and he was just needed to like let her know. Like they spoke a few times. They weren't even really friends. They spoke a few times. But Will just had a feeling of like I don't care if she says no. I just need to know. Like I need to know one way or the other, which I mean, he did learn. It wasn't the way he wanted. Yeah, I think in all honesty, he didn't exactly like, he did care a little bit which way it was going to go, which I mean, yeah, no duh, of course he cares, like if she's going to say yes or no to him, but I think you guys understand what I mean when I say that. So anyways, he did kind of confess it in the school hallways, and people started to hear like, oh my God, like something interesting's happening. So yeah, people started to walk over. They were interested in what was happening. And this girl was definitely not the nicest because, unfortunately, Will was not seen as super cool. So this girl who cared a lot about her status, because, oh my God, guys, status in 6th grade matters so much. Sarcasm, by the way. Yeah, but anyways, she was like, oh, no. And I would never date you in a million years, even for the last 2 people on the planet. And then she walked away. So, like, super rude and super, unfortunately, public. So, Will has been recovering from that. That happened a couple days ago. And so Will and Ben are doing the math problem. Let's jump back to that kind of point, right? So they're doing the math problems. They're chilling. They're hanging out. Another guy in the group, we'll just call him Gavin, right? They're all just kind of like hanging out in this. They're doing the math problems, but let's be real. I don't know if you guys, like, I'm sure you guys can relate to this, but whenever you and the boys were given a serious school problem to do, no shot that was done seriously. Like, it was like the most, you put in like some effort, but it was the most, I don't know. I think you guys know what I'm saying. Like, you guys were goofing off the whole time and barely got it done, even though you had so much time to do it. Yeah, so they're all kind of doing that, whatever, and that's when the school bully walks up and comes behind them. Anyways, yeah, so the bully comes up to them, just like hanging out, having a good time in the group, and yeah, he starts immediately picking on Will, which it was look, Will was an easy target, bro. It's like, come on, man. If you're gonna bully, okay, this is a statement. This is a satirical statement. Do not take this as fact. But I'm saying, if you're gonna bully someone, at least put some effort into it. Come up with something creative, man. Like, don't go for the easy target here. This might be the most low-hanging fruit that the fruit is literally touching the ground right now. Like, come on. Anyways, though, so yeah, he comes over. He's like, oh, Will, like, oh, I heard about what happened with you and you and Emily. Like, oh no, dude. Oh no, dude. Like, I just can't believe that happened to you. And so many people saw it, man. So many people saw it. And little did the bully know at this point, but the teacher was coming back into the classroom. But here's the thing. The teacher was not coming back alone. So the teacher was coming back with the principal. I don't exactly know why the principal was coming into the classroom, but it was something that had nothing to do with the bully. Like, it was a very routine, it was very, like, non-consequential, if that makes sense. Like, a very, like, routine, nothing type, whatever. So anyways, apparently, right, the teacher is about to open, like, the classroom door, or is about to go through the classroom door, which is open ajar. And I guess the principal must have, like, paused the teacher to not come in because he was hearing this. Anyways, so the bully keeps on going on about, like, oh, like, I can't, like, it's so embarrassing. If I was you, I would never come to school again. Like, I would never show my face around here after Emily just tore you a new one like that, bud. Like, and you know what she said? Listen closely to, like, as I said, man, the bully's, like, nasty. Bro is not a good kid. Anyways, the bully's like, yeah, listen close to what she had to say. She had to say that, she thinks poor, like, she won't even not date you now. She said she'd never date you in a million years, or if you're the last person on this planet. Like, she didn't even let you down easy. She didn't let you down medium. She didn't let you down hard, buddy. She let you down in the most okay, I don't think he said unequivocal. I'm kind of ad-libbing here. In the most absolute terms possible. Like, and at this point, okay, so the bully has been going on like a 2-minute long tirade. Doesn't even take like a sip of oxygen in between all of this stuff, right? He's just going on and on and on. And like other kids in the class, like in the beginning of the tirade, like they were kind of like chilling. They were talking with each other. But now at this point, everyone is dead silent. They're all turned to look at the bully because he's like going on some crazy speech mode at this time. Yeah, and obviously Will's like embarrassed by this because he's not only like referencing a super embarrassing moment that happened really recently and super publicly, but he's doing so in such a ridiculous way. Yeah, so anyways, the bully keeps on going on the craziest tangent and ever. Real quick, if you made it this far into the video, comment bully down below. If you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe with notifications on. If you're listening to this on Spotify, please make sure you follow the podcast and rate it at 5 stars. And also, if you see a little poll on screen, please do the poll. It actually helps me out. And if you're listening on YouTube, I'm on Spotify and vice versa as well. Anyways, so yeah, the bully just keeps going on this super long, crazy tangent or whatever. And yeah, it's a pretty crazy situation, bro. Like, it is a pretty crazy situation because he just won't stop, bro. He just won't stop at this point. And little does he know that the principal is literally outside the classroom listening to everything he's saying, which is just kind of like it's the reason he is digging his own grave. And at this point, I think he's gone far enough that, remember, the principal said, you say anything and you're screwed. Well, I'm pretty sure this counts as something, man. And yeah, so at this point, the bully just keeps going on, and then he starts to go on as being like, oh, like, I think, like, it's not, just so you know, it's not just Jessica, like, in general, not Jessica, sorry, what I call her, Emily. It's not just Emily, it's any girl here. You're undesirable, man. No one wants you. No one. And she said so in unequivocal terms. Everyone else would 100% agree with that too. You don't understand, but you're just not wanted, buddy. You're just simply not want. The door opens up fully this time, and the principal steps in. He says, the bully, let's call the bully Adam. He's like, Adam. And the bully, Adam, turns around. It's like, oh. At this point, I think... Look, the man was too stunned to speak at this point. Yeah, I think he realized very quickly how much he just messed up. So at this point, the principal, who has heard the beginning of what Adam the bully was saying, but allowed him to completely, incriminate himself, was like, Adam, I heard the whole thing. You already know what's up. You already know what has to happen now. Adam's like, no, he's my buddy. Like, Will and I, this is just horseplay. And the principal's like, I heard the whole thing, man. Like, it really doesn't sound like horseplay. And the principal looks at Will. It's just like, you guys, like, close friends? And Will's like, no. And Adam the bully's like, oh, what? Well, no, he's just being he's being funny, man. He's being crazy. The principal's like, Adam, like, we had I told you, very certain details that, look, you shouldn't even still be here, bro. We gave you an opportunity. To still be here. And you chose, this is your choice. You chose to go back to the ways of your past that basically almost got you kicked out of here in the first place. This is your choice, Adam. Like, this is your choice. And I guess you've made a choice. Yeah, the principal's laying down the law right now in front of everyone too. So anyways, Adam at this point is like, no, like, I'm sitting down. I'm going to work on my project. And the principal's like, there's no need to work on that project because unless you think that exact project's going to transfer over, like, it really doesn't matter, man. Like, you know that. Yeah, so anyways, right, at this point, I think Adam the bully realizes, and just like the principal's like, all right, Adam, just come with me. And thankfully, there wasn't like a big scene of Adam screaming or fighting or doing something any more stupid, even though I feel like at that point, it would have actually made the most sense for him to do something. Okay, I don't mean it would have made sense for him to do something stupid. I said out of all the times to do something stupid, at least at that time, you're getting expelled. Like, I mean, if you're going to be like might as well get all your bulliness out now because it's not like you're going to be more expelled. You can't be like super expelled. Okay, there might actually be some reason to not do this. I'm kind of just yapping right now. So yeah, Adam was, as you guys can probably expect or assume from, what just happened, he no longer attended the Ben's high school, or not high school, I think they were 6th grade. no longer attends Ben's school. And to this day, this happened a couple of years ago. To this day, Ben has never seen Adam again because they live in a pretty a pretty popular place to live. Like there's a pretty high population there. So not going as like it could totally happen. You could live like 10 minutes away from someone and never bump into them. So yeah, from this point on, he's never seen Adam the bully ever again. For all we know, he could be like a super great kid, like helping like homeless people or something. I don't think that's the case, but who knows, man?